Oh my goodness, my thing acting up again. That's crazy. This thing gets on my nerve. I don't know why it does that. What's going on, y'all? Hey, before y'all come here, please like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Make sure it says all, so when I go live, you'll get notified. I don't know why my thing do that, act up like that. That is so crazy. I don't know why it does that. Excuse me. What's going on, good people? Hey, listen. You know what? Some of us, we getting right into this. Some of us that are, when you got shit going on with you, right? One thing I can't stand is when people come out into the world and they try to come at people, right? Because they got some shit going on with them. You know what I'm saying? We all been through some shit, right? But I don't think it's right when you try to take and put your shit on someone else. You know what I mean? You try to go after somebody else because you are going through something within. I don't think that's right at all. When you're going through something, the best thing for you to do is to stay to yourself. If you can't deal with things if you can't deal with it for yourself, then you need to find somebody you can talk to. But to come out into the world and put that bad energy onto other people, I think it's so selfish, and it's not fair. It's just not fair. You know? That's why I say so many people need healing, you know, because some of us with the shit that we do to people, it just don't be right. I look like your aunt. Oh, okay. Okay. Thanks for stopping in. I appreciate it. Y'all, please subscribe to the channel and like the video. But I just don't think that's right. When you going through something, I don't think it's right that we put what we going through on other people. You know what I'm saying? I just don't think that's right. We have to learn, some of us have to learn how to deal with our own shit. You understand? We do. We got to learn how to deal with our own shit, because some of us come out into the world, we got a nasty attitude, we got a chip on our shoulder, and we go after other people because of how we feeling about ourselves or about something we're going through, right? And I just don't think it's right. We got to learn how to do better with that shit. You understand? Because sometimes, believe it or not, you may pick the wrong person to, put that on them. You may run into the wrong person and they might put you on your back. You just never know, because you don't know what that person may be going through. And I just think if you going through something, we have to learn how to control ourselves, our emotions, and our feelings when we're going through something. I don't think it's right that you attack other people because you're going through something. So you take and put that bad energy off on other people. I don't think that's right, and we need to, some of us really need to get in touch with that. That's not good. That's not good. That's not good at all. And a lot of people do it. I had an incident happen to me this morning. I was putting my daughter on a bus. Excuse me. I was putting my daughter on the bus. And the two bus drivers, like, I don't know what was wrong with them, because I didn't say nothing to them. I said good morning, but nobody spoke. You know what I mean? And I'm only gonna speak once. I'm not gonna keep speaking. And then after my daughter, they put my daughter on the bus, I just said thank you. Nobody said nothing. So I just walked away. So when I was getting ready to walk away, the aide that be on the bus gonna come to the bus talking about, you all right? You all right? Asking the bus driver, you all right? You all right? So I turned around and looked, because I'm trying to figure like, what's going on with that? I didn't understand what made them act like that, because wasn't nothing said and wasn't nothing done like that was out of place. You know what I mean? But that's what I'm talking about when I say people come out into the world and they be having stuff going on within them and they take and try to put it off on other people, right? I didn't understand none of that. It didn't make any sense to me. But I would have been wrong if I had it zapped out or spazzed out. You know what I'm saying? Or came in here in the house and got something and went back out there, and zapped all out and turned on like they was doing. You know what I'm saying? What if I had been that type of person? Things would have escalated to a whole nother level. So that's all I'm saying is that you gotta be careful who you putting. If you going through something, then you gotta be careful who you come out into the world and put that bad energy on. Because everybody is not willing to accept that, you know? Like I said, some people will put your ass on your back. Everybody not willing to go through that. Some of us gotta do better as people, you know? Some of us got really, really nasty attitudes. We really do. And some of us think it's cute. We think that it's cute when we come out and we show that nasty attitude. We think it's cute for some reason. Well, it's a flex. And it's not. It really isn't. It makes people look at you some type of way. You know what I mean? So we got to do better, you know? And like I said, some of us need healing. We just don't want to acknowledge it. And we don't want to, you know, get on that healing path. We don't want to trust that process and get on that healing journey. But some of us really need healing, you know? We really do. And there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with healing. Healing makes you grow and become a better person. That's all they do. It makes you grow as a person and it makes you become a better person. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with therapy, okay? Because that makes you a better person also. There's nothing wrong with it. So I don't understand why some people be, scared of it and stuff like that. Because let me tell you something. You can go on your healing journey and you can actually make yourself a better person. You really can. And I know you can because I've done it. When I got clean and everything, and at first I was going to therapy and stuff, right? But then after I finished that, I started my healing journey. And I did some things that I didn't know if it was going to work or not. But one thing I did know is that if I face my truth, it's either going to make me or break me. If I allow it to break me, it'll break me. If I let it make me, I'll become a better person. You understand? So that's what I did. I faced the things that I was going through and I dealt with them. I didn't run from it. I made a choice and a decision to face those things that I was going through. And I'm telling you, when you make that decision that you're going to embrace those things that you're going through, or embrace the trauma that you've been dealing with for so long. What ends up happening is that you end up healing. You end up trusting the process, and you end up going through your healing journey and healing as you go along. You know, there's nothing wrong with it, and it's a beautiful thing. Uh, it's a beautiful thing to get on. Some people do cleansing. Some people take a cleanse and stuff. And the new year is pushing. Now I don't get into the New Year's resolutions. I'm a firm believer that time waits on nobody. Okay, and tomorrow is not promised to any of us. So when I feel like when I say I want to do something, I go ahead and start it. I just go ahead and get started because, like I said, tomorrow is not promised to none of us. So I don't get into like that New Year's resolutions and all that, because sometimes people do that shit, and when you look up, New Year's done came and went, and you still ain't did nothing different. And that's for real. That's real shit. So I just don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. The New Year's resolutions, bullshit. I feel like this: either you gonna get on your grind and do what it is that you need to do, or you not. It's no need in waiting. There's no need in waiting because time waits on nobody. Hi, Denver. How you doing? It's okay. My has the same thing. So sorry for your love, for you, love. Take care. And my name is Denver, and I'm 9. Oh, hello, Denver. What you doing on here at 9 years old? What you doing on here, Denver? No, my name is Lisa. My name is Lisa Denver. Yeah. But yeah, you know, as people, y'all, we gotta get better. We gotta get better. We gotta do better. You know, we really do. Cause you never know. You just never know when your time, you know, you just never know. None of us know when our end time will come, you know? So it's best to do whatever it is you're gonna do, it's best to do it now instead of waiting. It's best to do that shit now, you know? I also wanted to talk about parenting. For those of you that got children, and the child's father is not together, but y'all got a co-parent, right? I wanted to touch on that a little bit because that is it is so important to be able to co-parent with your child's father, or you know or your child's mom. That is so important because at the end of the day, I always tell people that, excuse me, excuse me. I always tell people that a child needs the mother and the father. Some people try to say, some people, can I help you, please? Can you help me, please? Some people, oh, I lost my thought. Oh, some people wanna say that the child needs their father. Some people want to say the child needs their mother. I'm a firm believer that a child needs both their parents. You know, you be nice too. I feel like a child needs both parents, okay? And I think it's important that you co-parent, that you learn how to co-parent. Because I see so many parents out here that won't co-parent, you know? Now, if it's something really going on, if it's something bad going on and you feel like you shouldn't let the child go with their father or you shouldn't let the child go with their mom, because of something bad that's done happened. I get it. I understand that. But uh if it's not something serious going on, then y'all gotta learn to co-parent. And I'm gonna tell you something. I feel as though what be going on in certain situations sometimes is that y'all be dealing with trauma. I keep bringing that up because trauma affects so much in your life when you have not healed from it. Trauma affects you in so many different ways in your life. And you keep carrying it around and carrying it around, and it's going to keep bothering you, okay, until you heal from it. You got to heal from that trauma. You can't keep carrying that trauma around. I'm telling you, because it's going to hinder you. And when it comes to parenting, I do believe that a lot of times the mother or the father or both of them has some type of trauma going on. Is the reason why y'all can't co-parent like you should for that child. See, because what you have to start doing is saying to yourself that it's not about me. It's about the baby. It's about the child. It's no longer about you. It's about the child. Okay? That's the first thing you gotta remind yourself is that it's no longer about you. It's about the baby. Okay? Once you square that away, then y'all might can, start talking a little bit. Now, if I don't know who it might be. Sometimes the mother acting crazy, sometimes the father acting crazy. But let me tell you this. Y'all have to work it out because um that child needs both of y'all. So y'all have to figure out a way to work that shit out. Okay? Like seriously. Um some women I know can be hell on wheels, okay? I'm gonna just leave it like that. But I also know that some men can be hell on wheels too. So I can't stand up here and, get on the women, and I can't stand up here and just get on the men because sometimes the man be cutting up and acting up, and sometimes the woman be cutting up and acting up. So I can't really sit here and blame one or the other or put all the weight on the women. I can't do it like that. It depends on the situation at hand. That's what it depends on, the situation at hand. Okay? Now, if we're dealing with a situation where as though the mother is, acting crazy all the time and don't want to let the child go with the father or stuff, tries to keep the child away from the father, then that's a problem. That's a problem. And 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna tell you something that I've noticed. Some of these women still be in love with their child's father. Okay? Love you too, Denver. And they don't want to let go. Let me tell you something about some of us women. When we get into a relationship and we have a child with a man, right? A lot of times we want that to be it. We want to stay with him. Okay? We don't want to throw the relationship away and stuff like that. We don't. We be wanting to stay with him and raise the baby and stuff like that. And if y'all want to have some more, have some more. That's what most of the women who looks like me be wanting to do. Okay? But it doesn't always turn out like that. And so what ends up happening is that the woman ends up hurt and broken. Okay? Not only that, she's probably already hurt and broken. Okay? She might be already dealing with some type of trauma. And if she is, then that plays up. That's why she's spazzing out, and that's why she's acting the way she's acting towards you. Because she's probably feeling like, she's gonna lose you, and she doesn't want to. You understand? Because that's how most of us women are. We want to stay with our child's father. We don't want to go, we don't want the relationship to end and stuff like that. We want to hang in there and raise the children and stuff like that. And hopefully get married and stuff like that. But it doesn't always happen like that. And at some point, you have to make up in your mind, when do you let go? You understand what I'm saying? You got to make up in your mind, when do you let go? When am I supposed to let go of this? You know? If he keeps acting up on you and he's acting like he doesn't want the relationship, then it's time for you to say, this is it. It's time for you to say, it's time for me to back up off of this. You understand? Because if he keeps showing you that he's not trying to be there and he's not trying to make it work, you can't make him, you can't make him stay with you. You can't. So at some point, you got to make up your mind to back up off the situation. And you know what I'm saying? And let it go. But y'all still have to figure out a way to co-parent for that child. That child, listen, this is what I'm talking about. No matter what goes down, y'all got to give that child what that child needs. And that child needs his mother and his father. And that's what y'all got to make up in y'all mind, that y'all got to give him. Y'all got to give him his mother and his father. It's just that simple. It's no longer about y'all. I don't give a damn what's going on with y'all. Y'all got to heal y'all. Okay? But at the end of the day, it's about the children. And that child needs his mother and his father. Unless it's something going on, whereas though, unless it's something going on that, that's got you not wanting him to be able to take the baby anywhere or something like that, or vice versa. It may be something going on with the mother. So if it's a case like that, then I get it, you know? But yeah, at the end of the day, y'all gotta learn how to make, you know, good decisions. And y'all gotta stop being so damn angry when it comes to your mom. When it comes to your children, y'all gotta stop being so angry. Y'all have to learn how to co-parent with them. You picked them to have a baby with them, so figure that shit out of how to co-parent with them, because you picked them to have a baby with. He picked you to have a baby with. So now y'all gonna be so angry with each other that y'all can't co-parent. Come on now. We gotta do better. We gotta grow up and do better. For real. Because a child needs both their parents. I don't care how you look at it, how you flip it and rub it down. A child needs both their parents. They need the mommy and they need the daddy. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. You know. Some of y'all be putting, getting in y'all head that, oh, he a boy. He don't need his mother. He's a boy. He don't really need his mother. And that's a lie. And you know it is. That's a whole lie. That is a whole lie. That child needs his mother and his father. So we just got to learn how to do better, y'all. We really do. We got to learn how to do better. And we got to learn how to put the children first. You understand what I'm saying? We got to learn how to put the children first. Love you too. Good night. Good night, Denver. Thanks for being here. Thanks for tapping in with me for a little while. We really do. We got to learn. Excuse me, y'all, just eat something. We got to learn how to be adults. You know? I think sometimes some of us be moving too fast. We be young, right? But soon as we hit that 18, 19, 20 years old, 21, we think we grown. And then we go get with a guy and we think it's gonna work out, whatever, whatever, or we think we in love, and bam, you end up pregnant. And it goes from there, you know? I think we move too fast. I think we need to slow down and get to know each other first. We move too fast. We really do. When it comes to these relationships, some of us move too damn fast. And you don't really be knowing each other. Y'all don't even be knowing each other like that. But you get into each other, you end up in the bed, and then you end up making a baby. And what happens is y'all make a baby that y'all not even ready for. Y'all be making babies and you don't even be ready. That's why the relationship don't work. Cause y'all get with each other and y'all end up, you know, she end up getting pregnant. Y'all don't understand what you not listen, the man don't be understanding what's going on with her. She don't be understanding what's going on with her own self. And that's why a lot of times relationships end up, you know, y'all end up breaking up. And she end up raising that baby practically by herself. Because y'all don't be understanding what be going on. You don't be understanding what's going on. Y'all want to play house. You think you grown. You want to jump in the bed, spend the night with each other and stuff like that. And you don't take time out to get to know each other. And like I say, a lot of times, some men don't be understanding what that woman's body be going through while she pregnant. Because once a woman get pregnant, her hormones is all over the place. Like seriously, her hormones is all over the place. And some men don't understand that. They don't understand that. So they end up leaving her and going somewhere getting with some other woman. You know what I'm saying? Because he doesn't understand what's going on. He doesn't understand what's going on. And he doesn't care enough about her to even find out, to even stay there with her and try to figure out what's going on with her. Okay? And I think that's what happened with DDG and Holly. I think by them getting pregnant so young, I think what happened was when she got pregnant and she was going through all them changes, I don't think he really understood what was going on with her. Okay? And I think that's why things got crazy the way they did. Because he wasn't really understanding postpartum. I don't think he understood what was going on with her. you know? But that's what I'm talking about. Men need to educate themselves on these women, with these women, and and what they go through when they get pregnant and stuff. I'm not saying all men don't know, I'm saying, but some of them don't know. And I really think that men need to educate themselves on what women go through when they get pregnant, because our hormones be going crazy. They really do, you know. But I do believe that, because I think that once a man understands what a woman go through when she's pregnant, I think that will uh keep them together and not have them splitting up, so quick. It's like soon as they get pregnant, the relationship over. And it shouldn't be like that. It really shouldn't. But I do believe that men gotta figure out what goes on with a woman while she's pregnant. And I think men need to find out about, the ones, some of them, I ain't saying all of them, but I'm saying some of them need to find out more about the woman. And I think the women need to find out more about the men. I think that is so important that y'all get to know one another before y'all jump in the damn sack. Like, seriously. Y'all jump in the sack and y'all don't even know each other. You don't even know your name. You don't even listen. Let me tell you something. I know somebody that he met this girl. She jumps in the bed with him. She didn't even know his real name. All that time, she thought his name was one thing and his name was something else. She didn't even know his real name. I said, that's crazy. And she ended up sleeping with him. She got pregnant. Her kids was calling him one name, and that wasn't even his name. None of them knew his real name. His daughter came into the world. She didn't even know his real name. That was some crazy shit to me. I said, that's crazy. That's really crazy. But that's what some of us, we gotta stop. Get to know each other first. Stay out the sack. When you jump in the bed with somebody, it clouds your judgment. I'm telling you. You don't think right. Everything goes out the window. The minute you get in the bed with that man, or that man get in the bed with that woman, it clouds your judgment. You understand what I'm saying? So we have to learn self-control. Booyah. That's where self-control come in at. Okay? Self-control. You got to learn how to control yourself. You really do. You really, really got to learn how to control yourself. Okay? Because if that's the case, if a man can pat and feel on you, like say y'all in the club, y'all dancing and shit, and he start patting and feeling on you, and he end up taking you in the bathroom, or y'all end up going out to her car or his car, and things happen. You don't have enough self-control to say, wait a minute, I don't even know you. We not doing this. you know? Some of y'all gotta learn that self-control. Like, seriously. Seriously. Y'all some of y'all just be jumping into it. I remember I went to a club one day and I went in the bath. I had to go to the bathroom. So me and my homegirl went in the bathroom to go to the bathroom, right? Because when we went to the club, we wouldn't leave each other. If I went to the bathroom, she went with me. If she went to the bathroom, I went with her. You know what I'm saying? We ain't split up. We wasn't splitting up. And We went in there, and the guy had the girl in the bathroom, wearing her out over there. I said, "Oh my goodness, oh my goodness, I just turned my head. I hurried up and used the bathroom because I had to go. I wanted to, I didn't even, when I walked in that bathroom, I didn't even want to go to the bathroom. I wanted to leave right back out the door, but I had to go. I had to go. I couldn't hold it. I could not hold it. And then I said, well, let me wait a few minutes and see if they hurry up and come on up out of here. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. He had her bent over in the corner, doing what he do. I said, Lord have mercy. And I guarantee you they ain't know each other. They probably had met each other out there dancing with each other. They probably had met each other and ended up going in the bathroom. Because when you drink and stuff, or you smoke weed, and you have a few drinks, and you in there and somebody rubbing all on you, y'all dancing and stuff, rubbing on each other. People don't have no self-control. They get horny. You know what I'm saying? And the first thing they want to do is go somewhere and you know, and start doing something. You know, that's crazy, but that's how it be. That's how it be. I never understood that. I be like, Shh, y'all don't even know each other. You know, they be in a club. They don't even be knowing each other. End up in the bathroom doing stuff with each other. I be like, that is great. That is so gross. That is so gross. You gotta have self control, y'all. That is so important to have self control. Seriously. Mm-mm-mm. You gotta have that self control. Self control keeps you from catching venereal diseases and stuff. Okay? When you don't be jumping in the sack with somebody, with people that you don't even know. Y'all go to the clubs and stuff. Everybody done had some drinks and stuff. Next thing you know, everybody trying to sleep with somebody. Somebody trying to sleep with somebody. Like, that is crazy. You gotta have self control. You really do. When you don't have self control, a whole lot of things can happen. Okay? You can end up catching AIDS, syphilis, gonorrhea, all that. You can end up catching that stuff if you don't have no self control about yourself. I don't care how many drinks you done had and stuff. You don't just be going out there sleeping with somebody. Like, that's insanity. That's insanity. You don't know that person. You don't know nothing about that person. They don't know nothing about you. But because y'all done had a few drinks and y'all out there dancing on the floor and rubbing on each other and stuff, now y'all done got horny because them drinks. Y'all done got the drinks in you and stuff. And that, the motherfucking drinks talking to y'all now. And y'all start doing crazy stuff. Like, come on. We got to do better as people. We got to do better. You got to have that self control. You really do. If ain't nobody tell you nothing about self control, I'm telling you tonight about self control. You gotta have that self control. You cannot be out here being loose as a goose, you know, and allowing things to happen with people you don't even know. You don't have a clue who they are because you've never met them before. You've never had a conversation with them, and now you up there and y'all knocking the boots. You don't even know who this person is. And you got to be careful. You got to be careful out here these days. Excuse me. These days, the era we live in today is nothing like where we back then. You know, it wasn't. These days, you got to be very, very careful because people will bait you in, or they might slip something in your drink. Y'all sitting there talking. You go to the restroom. He boop drop something in your drink, and when you come back, you start to sipping your drink and talking to him. And the next thing you know, you dizzy and your head spinning and stuff. And next thing you know, he done took you and took you off in the bathroom somewhere, and then bent you over in the bathroom, wearing you out in the bathroom somewhere. Like, seriously, these things be happening like that. They be happening like that. That's why once you leave that drink, don't go back and drink it. Don't go back and get it. Do not go back and get that drink once you drink, once you turn your back. If you turn your back on your drink, or if you go to the restroom and come back and you didn't take that drink with you, throw it away. Get you a new drink. Don't drink that drink. Do not drink that drink, because people will take and slip something in your drink and then watch you. They'll be sitting back just watching you, waiting for you to drink that drink so they can take advantage of you. Yeah, that's how that go. You can't do that. Once you turn your back on your drink, you do not go back and drink it. Don't go back and pick that drink up. If anything, you go back and put that shit in the trash. Once you go to that restroom and you done turned your back on your drink, that's it. That's it. Yeah, you come back and drink that drink if you want to. Mess around, you be barking like a dog and don't even know what happened. Come on. But it's all about self-control, y'all, being self-aware and stuff. That's what it's about. In the era we lived in, we really need to practice these things. We really need to practice these things because it's dangerous out here now. It's very dangerous out here. So we got to be careful. And that's just the truth. Yeah. But I'm getting ready to go, y'all. Thank you all for tapping in. I appreciate all of y'all for tapping in with your girl and hollering at me and stuff. Hey, listen, I love y'all. I do. I really do. Each and every one of you. You know, it doesn't go unnoticed. Okay, you being a subscriber of mine does not go unnoticed. I love each and every one of you. I have a special place in my heart for you all. Okay. I want y'all to stay safe. Okay. I don't celebrate holidays, but for those of you who do, stay safe. All right. Be careful out here because it's crazy out here. There's a lot going on out here. So be careful. Watch your surroundings, and stay prayed up. Stay prayed up. Keep your head on that swivel and stay prayed up. And I will see y'all on the next one. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to your girl channel. Okay? I appreciate you. I'll holla.